Hello brothers and sisters, today we are reporting on something that's not very amusing. Ethiopia has reportedly gone into default after failing to pay on international government bond, and I think it's Eurobond. And it joins Zambia and Ghana in defaulting. So right now we have 3 African countries that has defaulted. So Ethiopia has become a defaulter after failing to pay $33 million on the coupon of its international sovereign bond. The Ethiopian government has failed to pay interest of 1 billion of international bonds as of December 22. Last year, the last international banking business day before the grace period expired. On December 16th, S&P Global Ratings said that Ethiopia had entered into a selective default, a situation in which a debtor selectively defaults on a particular issue or class of obligations while continuing to make timely payments on other issues or classes. So the development came days after the Ethiopia Finance Ministry announced that it would treat all its external debt creditors equitably, explaining the decision to withhold the December coupon statement. In its restructuring counter-proposed, the government asked bondholders to extend the maturity date from July 2028 to January 2032 and reduce coupon rate to 5.5% from the current 6.625%. So guys, that's it. Ethiopia has officially gone into default, has defaulted. Yeah, that means it's not paying the debts.
So this is good news.
It's not good news because they still have to pay. And what happens when you default on paying these loans, you are given penalties. Like Kenya paid a lot of penalties for failing to pay China.
The amount of money that Europe owes Africa
is a lot.
Especially Ethiopia. Remember the artifacts and so many things that have been named by Ethiopians, or that Europe, especially the UK and Francis and all of them, let me just put them in one bango. They owe Ethiopia so much. For me,
actually, they owe Africa.
Yeah.
If you look at the people they killed, they came here, farmed our land. They made us pay for the land because they had farmed our land, so we have to pay them reparations, a lot of things. So they owe us so much. They've been stealing.
This should not
from
be
us.
Defaulting. This should be refusing. Yeah, refusal of payment.
You know what we need in Africa? We need to, I think one president said that we need nuclear weapons. Then we stand and say we are going to fight together.
Yeah.
And we are not going to pay this nonsense because you must pay up for our
They print the money, they take your resources, then they tell you to pay back. And they never bring back our resources.
Yeah.
They always take them, and those resources are worth more than these billions that they are counting.
Yeah.
So Ethiopia, man, well done. For me,
well done, but they still pay.
Yeah, that is the unfortunate part. But if Ethiopia was to stand firm and say we are not paying this nonsense, pay us back first. In fact, you owe us more than whatever you are counting here. So it would be even fair that Ethiopia is not able to repay this.
Imagine if you look at Zambia. They've been taking minerals for like forever. Look at the Sahel countries. They've been taking minerals, printing papers, taking minerals and all that. Then you come here and say you have defaulted from paying. Even in Ghana, they've been taking gold since the time they called the country Gold Coast. So they owe us so much, but they are still making us pay for debts that we should not be paying.
Ghana seems to be in more trouble than most Ethiopia. African countries, honestly.
Yeah,
they just announced their bankruptcy
then they got another loan from IMF.
Yeah.
But what we need to do as Africans, and Kwame Nkrumah said this, we need to come together and work together. Otherwise, we should not be taking loans from those kind of countries.
No.
We should not be even talking about IMF. We should have that like a Africa continental fund, not even in African Development Bank, because that is not even Africa.
Not ours.
It's not ours.
All the resources I often wonder, why is it that our presidents can't come together and say, okay, Ghana, you are coming with the gold. South Africa, you are coming with the gold
Yeah,
and these
that's
other
how it should
minerals.
be.
Let us see how we can bank these minerals and, you know.
Because look at this. What do we need from Saudi Arabia?
Oil. Don't we have oil?
We have Libya,
Nigeria.
Angola, all those countries.
Nigeria will soon be selling to South Africa.
Gas, exactly. We need Niger, BURKINAFASO, all those countries. We need power. Kenya usually buy power from Ethiopia. Kenya buys power from Uganda. We need more power. We have uranium. We can create our own nuclear power plant. You see, we can do so much together. Rather than, if it's cold, we can mine, process, and if they want, we sell to them. If they don't want, we buy. Because even our African guys, if I Davido, artists, Davido, Banabo will be buying gold chains and all that from America. We can be making them from here.
Prices.
You see? So if we came together, everything that we need is here. Grains. If it's food, we can grow food here.
Your wheat,
you know,
whatever.
we don't need wheat because it's not even African. But if we need it, we can grow it here, like Ibrahim Traore said.
Yeah.
Coming together. But the problem is, imagine we have Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Traore wants to do that, and he wants to do that with Nigeria. But we have Tinubu, a puppet.
Still
So,
gets orders from
or we have Cote d'Ivoire,
Yeah.
someone like Ouattara. Ouattara is a puppet. There were reports that he was involved in the previous coup, not the one that was to happen. The previous attempt of coup on Ibrahim Traore. You see?
People who are stopping progress.
Unless we have democratic coups, like not just in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso,
Exactly.
but all
The whole
across
of
Africa.
And there was somebody being concerned that some of these deals, when African countries are trading amongst themselves, we always have to use the dollar.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. So for me, with all the resources that the South, the West, the East, the Central parts of Africa have, if maybe South Africa, like what we're seeing in Nigeria, between Nigeria and South Africa with the gas, if Nigeria has to sell gas to South Africa, maybe they can look at the value of this gas. How much gold can we exchange with? I think in olden African days, this is what trading used to be.
Yeah, yeah.
You have grains, you have maize, you have whatever that I need. I have a gold. So how many bags of maize can amount to a gold?
Exactly.
Give me 10 bags, I give you 1 gold. That is how maybe we can
that is
look at
how
it.
that is how trade should be. We don't need this paper.
So we always had systems of trade as Africans. They were the best. You would find that South Africa now has oil, big oil reserve or gas reserve, even if they don't have them in their country, just because they have given gold to Nigeria.
Exactly.
Nigeria never had gold, but now they have gold
it.
reserves that can help them for generations and generations.
Yeah.
So maybe that is some of the ways that Africa can, I don't even know how we've diverted from Ethiopia defaulting. To
yeah, it's
trade.
because they are defaulting on what? A loan. Who gave them the loan? It's a Eurobond from
For
the
what?
EU.
For trade
You see?
and for, yeah.
From the EU. You know, but can't we come together as Africa? If we need cars, we can talk to India, we can talk to China. And you know, these guys are like, you don't have to use the dollar. We are trading with our own currencies.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happens that, because you know, these guys who come and tell you your economy is not growing, so you need a Eurobond, you need an IMF.
Let's give you some loan.
So,
Just
but
to
guys,
close you up.
let us know what you think on the comment section. Do you think Africa is better united and trading amongst each other?
When will it ever happen?
Into
Professor
fruition.
said probably in the generation of our great-grandchildren.
Professor PLO Lumumba is wrong in that. I love you, but you are wrong in that, because if you go back in 2019, 2018, we would only be hearing of Mali coups and all that, and we're like, what happened to those countries? And we'll be asking our brothers and sisters in Burkina Faso, "Hi, are you guys okay? What is happening with them?" We are okay. Until 2020, 2021, 2022 happened, and we have our eyes open.
And we all understood what was happening.
Yeah. So it took just maybe 2 years. 2021. It actually, the war in Russia, the war between Russia and the West in Ukraine, opened the eyes
Then
of most people.
COVID, then
Even COVID was not too much, but the war between Russia and the West in Ukraine was the turning point. Yeah. So
hopefully we shall live to witness some of these changes in Africa.
in the next 5 years.
Yeah, how happy would I be to live in an Africa that is one, an Africa that when I go to West Africa, I don't need to be worried about French and all of these nonsensical languages that have been imposed on us. Guys, let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Please don't forget to like the video, share the video, and thank you so much. We have been seeing your subscriptions. A lot of you are sharing the videos and liking the videos. Thank you so much. Please continue supporting us that way, and don't forget to subscribe, and
we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.